The air is electric at Bristol Motor Speedway at stop number 24, I think. Or it's stop number 25, I think. 24 or 25, whichever it is. Yeah, and the Castrol GTX Cup Race brings us to Bristol Motor Speedway for 75 laps of carnage here today. And the running of the Irwin Tools 500 night race at Bristol. As we're set for great racing here today. 40 cars lined up there in search of one thing, and that's victory. Yeah. So with all that said, let's get the starting line for today's running event here. On the pole, it is Becca Tellier, number 21, the Warner Hodgson Ford. Winner of the season at Darlington. She'll be alongside Michael Whitman, number 6, the Strolite Ford. An all Ford front row. It's an all Chevy second row with Phil Parker, number 5, the lead by Garrett Chevrolet. He's one of the guys to watch here today. Had a great qualifying run, and hopefully for him a solid race here today. He'll be flanked by two-time winner of the season Joshua Osborne and number 25 Folger Chevrolet. Row 3 is Zachary Fitzwater, the winner of the season at the 600 at Charlotte. Here he's in the Skull Bandit Buick number 33, and Ryan Winters number 90, the Red Baron Frozen Pizza Ford. The fourth row will have Ryan George, number 17, the Tide Chevrolet, the winner of the season at Rockingham, and the number 12 Budweiser Chevrolet of Ryan Kazee. He'll be alongside. The fifth row will have Dylan Poteet, number 22, the Miller High Life Buick, and one of our in-car cameras, Charles Sanford, the number 30 Country Time Pontiac. Next row down, we'll have four-time winner this season, Jessica Shelton, and Bristol was one of those wins in the day race. She's also won the season at Texas, Richmond, and Pocono. She'll be alongside Kyle Matthews, number 29, the Hardee's Oldsmobile. He has her second in-car camera in today's event. He won the season at North Wilkesboro, and the last race were at Michigan. Sanford, by the way, I forgot to mention, is a three-time winner. Is also a four-time winner this season. Next row down has Zed Weinstein, number 70, the Rumpel Furniture AC Spark Plugs Pontiac, and the number 88 Gatorade Buick of Jonathan Zorlin as the outside. Next row down, Ashlyn Boyd, number 55, the Copenhagen Chevrolet, the two-time winner this season at New Hampshire, and he also won the 400 at Daytona. And Dylan Young, number 2, the Pepsi Kroger Chevrolet. Next row down has our third in-car camera, Seth Cole, number 52, the Folgers Chevrolet, and Tony Newman, number 14, the Copenhagen Oldsmobile. Next row down, we'll have number 7, the Xerox Antifreeze Ford of Cat Tellier, the winner this season at the California, and the Superior Piping Nelson Contracting Chevrolet, number 74, of Chelsea Bowles has the outside. Next row down has the King Richard Petty, number 43, Joshua Collard, and he'll be flanked by the number 8 Miller American Buick of Patrick Smith. He won the season at Dover. Next row down has Alexander Rowe, number 51, the Valvoline Oldsmobile, and the number 47 Race Hill Farms Buick of Joshua Stakuli. Next row down has the number 4 Kodak Oldsmobile of William Brock, and he'll be alongside Jesse Turner, number 13, a CTE Ford. His best finish this season was a second, coming right here at Bristol in the day race. Next row down has Jordan Lopez, number 16, the Halpern Chevrolet. He is the outside of this row. Inside of him is Zach Winkle, number 11, the Budweiser Chevrolet. Next row down has Cole Bieber, number 3, the GM Goodrich Chevrolet. He is the outside of this row. Inside of him is Trent Dunham, the number 1 Bullseye Barbecue Sauce Ford, or Chevrolet. Chevrolet. He's the defending series champion. Next row down, we'll have Johnny Gardner, number 35, the Folgers Decaf Chevrolet, and Max Anderson, number 75, the Valvoline Pontiac. Gardner, by the way, won the truck race, the last race here at Bristol earlier. Then it's Jason Haywood, number 15, the Motorcraft Ford, and he won the season at the Brickyard 400, and he'll be alongside Kev Shearer, 71 Buck Stove Oldsmobile as the outside. Next row down is Mike Becker, number 42, the STP Buick, the winner of the season at Talladega, and Kyle Langley, number 27, the Kodiak Pontiac. Next row down has Paul Minnick, number 44, the Piedmont Airlines Chevrolet, and the Daytona 500 champion, Emmanuel Hartnett, number 83, that wins Kmart Oldsmobile. And starting shotgun on the field, two-time winner this season, Keith Batson, who won the season at Michigan and Sonoma, and Quentin Moore, the Quaker State Buick, car number 26. Commencing again the party engines as we get set for racing here today on this 75 episode of Short Track Mayhem at Bristol, Tennessee. We had a tremendous race in the truck series, but under caution, fittingly enough, because we had 5 cautions in an event for 50 laps. So hate to know what's going to happen for 75 here. Coming in this race, Jessica Shelton is the championship leader by 94 points over Charles Sanford, with Kat Tellier third. Jason Haywood fourth, and Kyle Matthews fifth place in the point chase. The top 5 separated by 416 points. So let's see what happens here at Bristol, Tennessee as the green flag is about to wave. Pace car ducks off on the pit road. An all-Ford front row. Becca Taylor, one of the 4 KAB cars in this field. The green flag waves. We're underway at Bristol. Turn 2 is a trouble spot here at Bristol as they go down the 3rd turn now. In-car cameras being carried by Charles Sanford, Kyle Matthews, and Seth Cole. Becca Tellier has the lead. Phil Parker hits the wall, come off turn number 2. As Ryan George and Dylan Pote hook up there. That's 3rd and 4th right there. Meantime, Jessica Shelton trying to go for 6th place on the inside of Michael Whitman. And he now falls down in the clutches of Joshua Osborne, number 25, as they come out off turn number 4. Seth Cole has already worked his way up in the top 10 right now. He's in 9th position on board Seth Cole's car. Pair of Folgers cars running right together here as Osborne up the high side. Seth Cole now gets by him. That's 8th position right there. And here comes Ashlyn Boyd, number 55. And he's looking over, as we said, the man who won the Pepsi 400 at Daytona and also won at New Hampshire this season as well. Osborne off the wall. He gets up against Tony Newman at number 14 as they touch. Meantime, battle for second. Dylan Pote and Phil Parker going at it. And already Becca Tellier is already driving away and she's opened up a very substantial lead now on Phil Parker. 1.3 seconds. That 21 car's got some oomph under the hood of that Ford, and the yellow flag is flown for the first time here today. And it's Jesse Turner, number 13, has spun. And oh, watch out, guys! Watch out! Whew. They do tend to want to crash into each other a lot here in Bristol after the yellow flag flies, but the first yellow of the day flies on lap number 8 here at Bristol, and it's Jesse Turner and Joshua Sakuli that has spun. And apparently they actually were, I don't think they were the original cause of the yellow flag. Let's see what happened. Ryan Kazee got into Kyle Matthews. Yep, he just flat turned Kyle Matthews into the wall on the backstretch. Goes into Emmanuel Hartnett, then goes into... and Kyle Langland crashes into him in 27. And meantime, Joshua Sakuli tries to turn Cole Deaver. Instead, turns himself into the wall, and then Jesse Turner gets collected into this whole deal as well. But Kyle Matthews, who started this race, I believe, back in the... I think in the 9th position. He was actually 10th position, excuse me. On board Kyle Matthews' car. So Matthews drops back a bunch. He in fact had already dropped back to about 26th position when this whole thing happened. He's now down to 30th at the moment, so Matthews got a long way to go to try to make his way back up to the field. So the first caution flies on the as we said, the 8th lap of the race here. Will be coming to lap number 13 when the green flag falls. It is Becca Tellier leading, Phil Parker second, third is Dylan Pote, fourth is Zachary Fitzwater, fifth is Ryan George. Then Jessica Shelton, Seth Cole, Ashlyn Boyd, Michael Whitman, and Tony Newman, the top 10. And here comes Phil Parker to the inside of Becca Tellier. Side by side, Chevy on the outside, Chevy on the inside, Ford on the outside. And Poteet now in the second position as Tellier hung up to the high side of the track now. And here comes Poteet for the lead. And Parker just about gets off the wall here. And I think I heard crashing going on. I don't know what happened, but well, no crash. Then we're still under green. Parker couldn't get out of the car off the wall here. It's now Ryan George goes underneath, and so does Shelton. And here comes 52, Seth Cole to the inside lane here. On board Seth Cole. And hey, look at that 52 car fly as he is on the inside now. He gets Shelton. That's for, I think, 4th position. Ryan George will take second now as now Seth pulls up behind the 33 of Zachary Fitzwater. And Shelton up on the high side now, as now Haywood goes by Cat Tellier, now Mike Becker to the inside, and the yellow flag is flown for the second time here today now. And it's 44 Paul Minnick, and I think Keith Batson in 28. That's one of the top 10 points runners right there with Batson and Minnick. And I think they're both top 10. Yeah, they are both top 10. Batson actually came in this race 11th in the standings. Minnick actually came in this race 7th in the points. And Phil Parker off the wall, and that was one of the top contenders we had said was one of the guys to watch here today. And Phil Parker, things went from bad to worse for the 5 team, and basically Minnick spun, and Batson actually got into the 5 as well. Keith Batson coming out of pit road after an unscheduled pit stop. Zed Weinstein now coming down pit road as well in a 70 car. Damage to the front of the Rumpel Furniture Pontiac. So 2 caution flags flying here at Daytona. Where are we, Qualls? Here at Bristol, excuse me. And Phil Parker, who had high hopes of getting an excellent run here today, ends up out of the race in 40th position. And Parker came into this race 25th in the standings, so this is going to drop him quite a bit. Dylan Poteet has the lead. Second position is Ryan George. Then it's Fitzwater, Seth Cole, and Becca Tellier, the top 5. 6 through 10 right now is Ashlyn Boyd, Joshua Collard, Trent Dunham, Jason Haywood, and Cat Tellier, the top 10. Let's keep an eye on the lap car of Paul Minnick as he is bunched in the field. Look at 3 wide racing, and Cat Tellier way on the inside of the racetrack here. Apparently she didn't want none of that 3 wide, 4 wide stuff they've been doing. And Michael Whitman's off the wall in the 6 car. There he is in the 6 machine. He is way down the apron of the racetrack, coming to complete this lap here. Boy, Whitman dropping like a rock after almost getting turned on the backstretch here. Now pulls back in front of Kev Shearer and Kyle Matthews both. As Cole Deaver in the 3 has just gone by, so does Jordan Lopez in 16. And so Whitman that time dropped to the 32nd position, and Zach Winkle almost gets turned by Cole Deaver. Meantime, Ryan George continues to lead races. He's now taking a lead from Dylan Poteet. Here comes Poteet to the inside as he's got a buddy Seth Cole behind him. Buick and Chevrolet side by side. Poteet has the low side of his advantage there, but George had the high line working for him as well. Several cars. Single file, I think, for the first 13 positions there as we saw Jessica Shelton, and now Jason Haywood gets off the wall. And that's slowed him dramatically. And now Shelton now pours on the power and tries to go to the inside of Alexander Rowe for position. But Rose shuts the door on her as they go down into turn number 3 now. And Seth Cole takes second from Dylan Poteet. Seth Cole got a very fast car. And that 52 machine started about in the middle of the pack. And has now worked its way up to second position now. Here comes the inside of Ryan George looking for the lead. And in the third, off turn number 4, you're riding with Seth Cole. He takes the lead, and the yellow flag is flown for the third time here today on lap number 33. Now we got a spinner right there. It's the 26 of Quentin Moore that spun. Quentin Moore started his race in last position in the Quaker State Buick. He spins on the front stretch, and he'll come down pit road. I'd say disgustingly come down pit road, I should say. But he was not the cause of the yellow flag. I think it was Jason Haywood that was the cause of the yellow flag in the 15 car. And actually, Quentin Moore spun right before that. And Quentin Moore's actually running in 12th position when this all happened, too. And then Alexander Rowe gets into him. And Moore actually gets straight to get back going again. But now all this is going to... And so this single car spin somehow manifests itself into something more serious. And as they go down into the third turn, Patrick Smith gets turned around. And then several cars go way down the apron of the racetrack. And meantime, Quentin Moore's on the inside of the racetrack here. Kyle Matthews goes up against Max Anderson, and those two turn Quentin around. Max actually just give Quentin the spin. And like I said, a lot of times at Bristol, just a single car spin will manifest itself into something more serious. And Quentin Moore, unfortunately for him, who worked his way up in the 12th position, is unfortunately for him out of the race, along with the 51 of Alexander Rose. So several cars. And I don't know. Only one car a lap down, and that is the 44 of Paul Minnick, and he will start alongside Seth Cole as we'll get the green flag on lap number 38 here at Bristol, Tennessee. And the sad part is we still got 38 laps to go. Yeah, so we're just past halfway home here at Bristol, Tennessee. We'll be halfway home. It'll be 37 in the books and 38 to go here at Bristol, Tennessee. Seth Cole, who has worked his way from the middle of the pack to the lead, leads him down to the green flag. Second position is Ryan George, Dylan Poteet, Ashlyn Boyd, and Zachary Fitzwater, the top 5. Paul Minnick will go up to the high side. He'll let the inside runners of Trent Dunham, Jessica Shelton, Tony Newman all dive to the inside here and make the pass. And the yellow flag flies for the 4th time here today as we ride with Charles Sanford. And Ryan George will take the lead, and I think it was Jordan Lopez in 16 that's crashed. Yep, it was Jordan Lopez and Jason Haywood and Kev Shearer in the 71. Turn 2, off in Calamity Corner at Bristol. And again, Kev Shearer just stuffs Jordan Lopez in the wall, looks like. Sakuli gets into the crash area. You see Kyle Matthews got really loose coming out of the second turn, and Matthews turns Lopez around. Damage to the 29 machine. And, Jason Haywood just about sent Jordan Lopez up on 2 wheels. In fact, he does send Jordan Lopez up on 2 wheels. And Zorlin got into the crash as well in the 88. On board with Kyle Matthews on this one. Second incident he's been involved in here today. Talking about the 29 of Kyle Matthews. He's running in 32nd position. Right now, Ryan George took the lead back from Seth Cole on the last restart. So Cat Tellier, Joshua Collard, Jason Haywood, and Jordan Lopez are the latest bunch out of the race here. I don't know how the other three got out of the race. And Cat Tellier, that was third place in the points chase too, so she's going to have a drop in the standings. She was as far as high as second at this point in the season. Green flag flies back again on lap number 45. Paul Minnick. See what he does right here in the 44 car. Jessica Shelton goes on the outside of him. 3 wide between her, Minnick, and Dunham. This does not look good off the second turn here. Shelton is off the wall here. Dylan Young will fly by. Young will now move up, I think, in the top 10 right now in that number 2 machine. He's now behind his buddy Trent Dunham. And now Young is up to the 7th position. Shelton drops to 8th. And here comes Tony Newman. And oh, Newman! Whoa! And Ryan George has got problems with number 17 machine. He lost the lead to Seth Cole. And the yellow flag flies for the 6th time here today. As Jonathan Zorlin and Charles Sanford. So Charles Sanford, second place in the standings. He's in trouble now. And oh my gosh! Synchronized wall riding at Bristol, Tennessee. And it was Ryan Winters and Charles Sanford that started this whole thing. Winters actually drives Sanford up in the wall. Look! What the heck? Synchronized wall riding and synchronized flipping here at Bristol, Tennessee. What in the name of... And then Zach Winkle, flips those two back over on his wheels for some inexplicable reason, and then Zorlin is involved in the 88, and Kev Shear. I don't know if Kev Shear actually got any damage to the 71. I actually do not know, but... This is going to be a rambunctious in-car camera ride. Let's ride with Charles Sanford. May get a game crash for this. Sanford had a hard time getting his car to start after all this, but he's back going again. Kyle Matthews in for an unscheduled pit stop in the 29 car. So let's see, that's 4 cars in the top 5 has had trouble today, and the only one that hasn't has been the points leader. Well, don't want to say anything right now though. This race ain't over yet. So Paul Minnick and Charles Sanford are the 2 cars that are on the inside racetrack here. Zorlin, Winkle, Winters, and the engine let go in the number 4 car of William Brock. So separate from William Brock, who's had such good runs coming into this race here at Bristol. So he's now out of the race as well. Anyway, green flag is flown on lap number 53 of the race here. And as you see, several cars trying to get by the Paul Minnick and Charles Sanford machines, and oh no! Poteet's Boyd! Dylan Poteet, who was running in 5th position, has crashed. And the 7th caution flag is flown here at Bristol. This may bode well for Seth Cole if this all. Take a look again as to what happened here. Poteet and Ashlyn Boyd. A big spin right there. Poteet actually was running 2nd. And poor Kyle Matthews has 3rd crash he's been involved in now. Son of a... Kyle Matthews is about ready to throw the steering wheel out the window and say, screw this, I'm done here. And Matthews was just coming out of pit road as well. Let's ride with him on this one. I'm through the wreck. I'm through the wreck. I'm not through the wreck. And Kyle Matthews sitting on pit road just absolutely saying, why me? So, Poteet and Matthews are the 2 cars out of the race now because of the crashes here. So, Poteet was actually 6th place in the standings coming in, and Matthews was 5th coming in to this race. So, this race not treating the leaders in the points very well here at Bristol. The only one, as I said, has not crashed yet in the top 5 in the points. It's the 9 car Jessica Shelton, and for everybody else who's behind her in the points, that's not what they want to hear because Shelton came in this race 94 ahead of everybody else. So she could be in good position to extend her lead in the points chase here. Meantime, though, Seth Cole's leading with Trent Dunham 2nd. Dunham, who got a win last season, only win last season came at Homestead Miami Speedway, a race that got him the championship, and now Dunham takes the lead at number 1. Trent Dunham. And the yellow flag was for the 8th time today, and it's a flip over here. This time, Paul Minnick has flipped to number 44. And again, it all starts in turn number 2. And it's Charles Sanford who's in the inside. He and Minnick were the 2 cars a lap down. Minnick got into Tony Newman. Newman and Minnick, and look at those 3 right there. Oh, my God. And how Becca Tellier, Mike Becker, and Cole Deaver didn't crash, I do not know. And Tony Newman flipped as well in the 14 car. And then Paul Minnick ends up upside down and on his roof. And Paul Minnick has now dropped out of the race in number 30 and then the number 44 car. He and Sakuli and Patrick Smith are the 2 cars out of the race now. Good grief, are we going to have any cars left in this race? I swear to goodness. So the green flag will be flying with less than 10 laps to go at Bristol, Tennessee, as we're on lap number 68 when the green flag flies. Trent Dunham, can he hold them all up for a win? Well, Zachary Fitzwater and Seth Cole's got something to say about that, as does Cole Deaver and the 3 and the 2 of Dylan Young. Seven laps to go now. Here comes Fitzwater, number 33, looking to close in on Denham. Here comes Seth Cole to the inside. He's got Dylan Young shoving him down and off turn number 4. Seth Cole is second. Looking for his first win of the season here. So is Trent Dunham. So is Dylan Young. Young looks to the inside. Now Young will take second. Now what's he going to do? Here comes Fitzwater. Fitzwater to third. And Adam Cole Davis crashed into three. No caution. Here comes Dylan Young to the inside. Dunham. Young to the inside. He'll take the lead. Dunham's off the wall. Dylan Young. Number 2, the Pepsi Kroger Chevrolet. He's now in the lead. 3 laps to go. Now can Dunham close up again on Young? Let's see what happens off turn number 4. 2 to go. And the yellow flag is flown again for the 9th time. It's this time it's Emmanuel Hartnett. In 83, and Shelton has, I think, spun as well. The yellow and white flags have both waved, and that's going to be the Goodies 2, and it's going to be the Irwin Tools 500. And it's going to be the first win of the season for Dylan Young in the number 2 Kroger Pepsi Chevrolet. Unfreaking believable. You are riding with Dylan Young as he crosses the checker flag to win the Irwin Tools 500 at Bristol. A well-deserved victory for that number 2 team, and I tell you, that whole race at Bristol was an absolute wreck fest. And he crashes right into Jessica Shelton as well. Yeah. Caution after caution after caution. That's about what this race was all about here at Bristol. And yep, Jessica Shelton had dropped back there. She was running 12th when she hit the wall, come off turn number 2. And Tony Newman gets in there, and then Hartnett just flat spins her out. And she gets back going, and then Hartnett. Oh, goodness. And then we had an altercation at the end of this race, too, and apparently involved Ashlyn Boyd, Keith Batson, Tony Newman, and Cole Deaver. Okay, and everybody stopped. Everybody stopped under the yellow, and that caused the leader winner, Dylan Young, to crash right into Shelton's car. So 25 races are in the books here at Bristol. Dylan Young wins the race here today. Trent Dunham will come in second. Seth Cole finished third. Jesse Turner ends up finishing in 4th position. Mike Becker 5th. Zachary Fitzwater, Chelsea Bowles, Ryan Gazee, Ryan George, and Becca Tellier the top 10. Then Max Anderson, Cab Scherer, Kyle Langland, Johnny Gardner, Michael Whitman, Zed Weinstein, Joshua Osborne, Ashlyn Boyd, Keith Batson, and Tony Newman was the top 20 in today's event. Then Cole Deaver, 21st, and Jessica Shelton ends up finishing 22nd, last car on the lead lap. But if there's any good news for Jessica Shelton, she will extend her points lead because all the cars that were behind her in the points all had trouble here today. And in fact, Charles Saver, second place in the points, will actually finish as the last finisher of the race here, 2 laps down in 24th. Emmanuel Hartnett was 23rd. 16 cars out of the race here today at Bristol, Tennessee. As we see where y'all finish here in today's event. Yeah. Average speed of 62.181 miles an hour. I think it was like 7 or 8 caution flags. I don't know, and I really don't care as well too. But first win of the season for Dylan Young, the number 2 Pepsi Kroger Chevrolet. A surprising win. He came in this race 10th place in the points chase. So a great race for Dylan Young as he finally gets that first win of the season. And defending series champion Trent Dunham, a much-needed second-place run for him. And he actually came in this race 8th in the standings, too. So some of the drivers are in the top 10 in the standings coming in this race here. Seth Cole is top 10 as well. And the points that he was 9th coming in this race. And he ends up finishing in 3rd position. Jesse Turner, a much-needed top 5 for him because he came in this race 20th in the standings. He ends up 4th. And Mike Becker, who came into this race, let's see where he was in. Mike Becker actually came into this race 23rd in the standings, and he gets a top 5. So several guys getting much-needed top 10 runs here today at Bristol, Tennessee. And so anyway, thankfully we'll be heading to Darlington. The next race until at least we'll get some good racing there, I think. We had some good racing at Bristol, though, if we didn't get a caution flag. So the Bristol Demolition Derby is done. Dylan Young, congratulations to him for his first win of the season here in the Castrol GTX Cup Series as he wins the Irwin Tools 500 collections here. Be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got NR races, gaming videos, whatever person in the NNSCRA sets cold massage for his channel. You name it, we got it. and please check out sets series, and please check out sets Taxler Truck Series, Pizza Hut X Series, and Hershey's Cup Series. Be sure to check those races out. Guarantee you his races are a whole heck of a lot better than what I have to offer. I will assure you that. So Darlington's next race on the tour for the Mountain Dew 7500. And for now, it's James Clausen, production in the NNSCRA. Offline racing at its best, or in my case, offline racing at its worst.